Alright folks, welcome to this exciting video where you once again join us in the wild landscape of Scotland, and for today we've actually come to the coastal area between Carnoustie and Montefieth, and right now we're still pretty much at Carnoustie, but we're away to document some cool history from World War II that we've never documented before on the channel. And basically this area here at Barry, or Barry Budden as it's known, it is actually still alive, like military firing range, and there's only certain days you can explore certain parts of it. But today we're basically out here recording all the cool wee nuggets of World War II history that we can see, or anything else that's interesting really that we see on the land here. We're just basically going full send up this coastal area. Look at this folks, the next part of our adventure. We've just basically come up off Carnoustie beach here and we're making our way up these big boulders, and we're away to have a look on this piece of land just to see if we can locate like any abandoned history that we've never documented before. It's so cool going to areas that you've never explored before and seeing things that you've never seen before. And yeah, places like this is mad. Yes folks, look, we've made it onto this path and we're going to kind of make our way around the side. This is the golf course here next to Carnoustie, and then this is obviously the path we're going. We're wanting to just kind of head on up this way and just, yeah, that's what we do when we uncover the history folks. We didn't necessarily even research too much. It's fun going and like analysing the land and seeing what's there and then uncovering so much along the way from different times and history and stuff. Check it out folks, we've made it to the military firing range, and it says there, do not touch any military debris, it may explode and kill you. And like, that is literally, if anything like that happens to you, it's your own fault for going onto this piece of land. Yeah, that's where the flag would normally go folks. If there's a red flag on that pole, or if that light's flashing, you cannot actually come this way onto this piece of land, because now we're literally on the military firing area. Oh, there's a map here, eh? I'll give the viewers an idea. Check it out folks, we're literally way down here, and then this whole area here is full of like history, but we'll mostly take a look at the, but like there's the range and stuff like that in the middle, but we're wanting to see the World War II defences, pillboxes or anything else. And I think there's even maybe a couple of lighthouses up here, but I'm not sure how far we're going to make it up the coast today. Look, there's the shooting range in the middle. And the interesting thing, that will have been on the go from like World War II till now. Again, that's one of the places that's been upkept and maintained, and that's interesting because we've visited so many of the abandoned ones that are no longer used and needed from the wartime period. I'm just thinking what area we should actually go, what way, what path should we follow? Look at this folks, between the rocks at the coast here and the high piece of land that's been built up to stop the bullet ricochet, look, there's this old car. It looks like it's been burnt, but also alarmingly, look, there's been a gas bottle or whatever burnt, so I'm not sure if somebody's taken stuff off the site here and then at one time torched it. Here, do you think we should go up that hill to get a decent vantage point over the land? We might be able to spot some of the history. Check this out folks, this is like similar to what we saw recently at Montrose, but this is where the targets are, and you can see that's where they're shooting from, way up there, firing down this direction towards these targets. And then over there I can see there's another row of targets, and I think they're called buttresses. I think that's where they were basically winching the target up and down and practicing for, well, seeing who had the best shot, analysing the person shooting. And yeah, it's quite cool to see that. This is obviously still a current aim that's used to this day, and most days of the week if they're flying that flag you couldn't walk here. Yeah, we're going to head along. This looks like there's maybe a path that leads along the top of that sand dune. Look at this folks, I can actually see red brick which has been used to shore up this piece of land, and it's actually the World War II brick, which must have been, maybe the shooting range was even bigger back then. Or maybe it was stones they've taken from other wee buildings on this site. I reckon would be okay just to walk right up through there, because I don't see any signs warning. And there is a sign on that gate, but I believe as long as we're not doing any harm, you're alright. Because we've just literally walked up through with the greatest respect to like the landowner. So here's an interesting detail of the history, folks. There's actually a track, like a train track, comes out of that shed, and we're just theorising that may have been where that old cart came from that we saw down next to the water. Maybe they put the ammo on there and they wheel it around to the gun position, or to the buttresses. Maybe even the targets, it would be in that case. Oh, that track maybe leads right up the side of the firing area, so they could supply them with their ammo. I do apologise for wind in this adventure, folks. There's wind blowing through. Oh, target store, so that answers the question. That would take the targets out. That is interesting to see. Warning, klaxon may sound without warning. So they've warned you that there's no warning. Yeah, so in the event of live firing, folks, this gate would be shut and this whole piece of land would be inaccessible. Wow, yeah, look at the way they've built it up. That's like the World War II construction with the bits against the wall there. But I believe it's obviously been modernised and maintained into today's years, like the modern era of warfare. And think how many infantrymen and gunners or whatever have been trained in an area like this. It's incredible to think out in frontline combat. And because I explore so much abandoned stuff, it's mad to come into a site like this. It's almost like travelling back in time. Yeah, that would have been built up to protect the... Instead of them like shooting out into the sea and maybe shooting a boat, they've put that there to catch the rounds if it goes beyond the target, which it would in most circumstances. So check it out, folks, the way the mechanism rolls on these wheels for winching the target up and down. And it is so cool to see this, because the one at Montrose that I visit often is actually fully enclosed under the ground. It's like they've dug it right in, including all these metal pieces. So it's interesting to see this one like out in the open. Obviously to the modern standards, they're probably, this is what they would use most commonly. It's probably easier to maintain it and fix it or whatever. Yeah, what's this, look? Check it out, folks, there's actual bullet ends that's been found in the ground. Look at that, he's been hit by another, you know, that's maybe the way it looked once it hit the ground. Look at that one, almost undamaged because it's hit the sand. Oh aye, that is insane, folks. Little mad details like that. We'll always promise you the coolest of adventures on the channel, and this is no different today. Look, this equipment is not designed for lifting persons. Safe work and load 40 kilograms, and probably the targets they put on there are far lighter than that. But yeah, there we go, folks. Shout out if you're in the military and you've ever trained here. Get in the comments. So here once again, folks, we can see that there's the flag's not flying. I saw that, it's half a tennis ball. And see, originally I was thinking it was a bit of like some unexploded bomb or whatever. So we came up high on this hill and we were overlooking the Montefieth Barry area, and we could see the two massive lighthouses, but we're thinking for ease of like getting round there, we're going to go down near the water and along that proper path. This is crazy, folks, the amount of crazy areas we explore over the years. And the shooting range is basically behind us, the one we just saw, but we can see there's like some other mad range or some sort of firing range in that area across there as well. Whoa, this is so slippy. It's an extreme slope. I'm just sliding down the sand underneath the level here, the level of the grass. At the bottom of these sand dunes here, there's proper little camping spots where folk must be in parties at certain times of the year. Probably around this time of the year. And this is the height of summer in Scotland, and today the conditions are just so humid. I did tie the hoodie around the waist for this one, just in case I need it later on in the adventure if it cools down. But right now, it's just incredible. And we are just keeping our eyes peeled, basically. We've just been at the top of that hill. Check out this thing here, folks, this is crazy. Look how many bullet holes is in that panel. And look, it's got some mad electronic target operation device. See there's something further over there though, not up on the hill, but down in this hollow. It's most likely one of these.
Yeah, the same as these.
And what we are seeing over here, it's like little rockets or some sort of kind of rocket device that lies on the ground, and I believe that's maybe what they're firing. Or either maybe shooting at those little rockets, eh? But that's some amount of bullets on the top of that target, so I'm not sure if that is the target itself. Can it maybe folds up like a wall, like a door? So check it out, folks, we're now like way out here on this sand here, and it's a mad scene where we're following paths, but it became so overgrown, it was incredible. And then I thought I could see a tick on my top, but I don't think it's from the grass at the coast. I think it was from earlier on when we went on a mad adventure. I think the thing was like on me, but I was shook. But yeah, we were looking for World War II history, but we've nearly made it round. There's two massive old lighthouses here, so we've made a point of going as far as that. Look at this eye, there's jellyfish here, folks, check them out. Look, they've been washed ashore and there's just loads of them. So that shows that, look over here, there's just tons of them. Wow, this is crazy, folks, check these out. I believe they're actually called moon jellyfish, or look at that one. Look at the blue colour, and then this one next to it, purple. I'm sure these are the ones that are moon jellyfish, which have got the 4 marks in them. Wow, the scenes around here, folks, it's not only the crazy history or amazing locations, it's the wildlife and nature you see along the way. And yeah, we've literally walked out on the sand. The reason we're this far out on the sand is because it's soft sand and your feet sink away in deep. So we just kept walking further out till we got to the right area where you can kind of walk casually and keep a good pace, because on those grassy paths they were waving and diving and dipping through, and honestly it was slow progress. See, look, there's old cement remains there. Yes, look, we've made it over as far as this structure here, folks, and it looks like part of an old, potentially an old pillbox or some kind of structure made by the red bricks. But because of the movement of the sand, it looks like its foundation's been washed out and the whole thing's fallen down the hill here, sadly. But some of the other stones is still up there. Wow, yeah, look, you can see how it's had that foundation with the red bricks surrounding it. Wow, and then look at this, one of these big dragon's teeth. These look like they've had a proper fence or whatever mounted on them. Wow, it's like those barrels have been put in as an original part of the design and then filled with the cement, probably to make like pillars, because they were building onto the soft sand dunes, which since the war has eroded and fallen back and back. And look at this, look how thick the rebar is within this ancient World War II structure. Even these pillbox bunkers had massive rebar sections weaved in through. Check it out, folks, real history once again documented on the channel. Look at this. I was kind of wanting to look higher up. So look at this, folks, it's actually the bottom of these tank traps that, look, they've had a barrel and then they've built it around the original barrel for their foundation. That must have come tumbling down the hill, because that'll be how these other ones here are built as well, exactly the same way. But it looks like some of these have had some type of big fence or whatever on them originally. So I'm not sure if that's the side of a site or just maybe the edge of the original budding area here, military area. Look at this here, folks, it's the glorious view looking towards Monty, Faith, Dundee, and then over to Fife and onwards to the beautiful east coast of Scotland here. And we've just basically followed this coast, this beach around for miles, or that's what it feels like anyway. And now we're greeted with these two old lighthouses, and it looks like there's some cool other abandoned history hidden within this grass. Up ahead I can see there's an old like telephone pole, and it must have been the single phone line coming into this place, because the original phone lines had 2 wires per line. So there we are, the old telecoms cable, and that must have been coming over this direction somewhere. I'm not sure if that would have been linked maybe to that outlook kind of little bunker that we saw that was almost abandoned on the edge of the sand. Look, there's loads of rebar under here. Check it out, folks, through the ground. So there's definitely been something at this point, look. Metal brackets. And that would make sense why there's a telecoms wire up here. And then look at this ancient lighthouse, folks, an abandoned croft cottage. That's what these adventures are all about. We just love finding history in places like this. And just look how much landscape's over here in this dune area. So this is interesting, folks, the character of this lighthouse. Most likely 1800s it was built, and at a certain time it must have been too small or outdated, and then they built that newer lighthouse further inland. Check this out here though, there's a wee house. Wow, we love seeing the details of history in a place like this. Think about the wee family that was settled here. Maybe a little fishing community or a fishing craft of some sort. Wow, this is amazing. Yeah, I'm waiting to get the sand out of my shoes as well. Look at this, this is the wee sitting room. What a cool building. And look at that with the old lighthouse. It'd be so cool to go up to the top and look out that building where the light must have been. I can see this place has had electricity at a certain time. Yeah, so it was maybe this house that was also related to that telecoms wire up there. Oh, look at this, folks. Wow. This has maybe been like a little bedroom or whatever in here. And it's interesting because it's got the wee fireplace. But it's strange how the window goes out there. Has this been a separate little room of sorts? Yeah, it has been. It's been a separate little building with a fireplace in it. That is so cool to see. Think about the layers of history and the years that's passed since a place like this was in its prime. And look, it's had a wee front porch kind of building on it as well at a certain time. Yeah, this is super cool, folks. We were just theorising this could have been the old lighthouse keeper's house that used to deal with that lighthouse there. And I just love to see the construction. Oh, aye, there's some crazy cut stones around here. Must have been a pretty grand building originally. And look, this is the old front door. Oh, it was like that. It's been a little porch or a side building. And then this has been quite a grand front window. Look, it's had shutters on it. Dear, do you think there would have been a generator house for the lighthouse? I don't know why you would have shutters like that. Check it out, folks. It's so cool to document history like this because every year it decays more and more and falls down, and the history that's in these places ends up getting lost. And look how the heat from the fires affected these stones. And then look at the wee chimney leading the way up. And what is even going on outside this little window here? Wow, there's the lighthouse. What a scene of history on the channel, folks. I wonder if I can get round this way. Oh no way, look, it's super overgrown. So check it out, folks. It's like this fence has been put around it at a certain time. Maybe because the structure's becoming unsafe, but I can imagine that's been probably a place folk would maybe go and camp in the summer and stuff from all like the nearby towns. Look at this, it's been painted white at a certain time, whereas now you can just see a slight remains of that. And you see the character, the way they built things back at that time. It's so interesting to see and to document an abandoned lighthouse, folks. And like, who would have even known it on the channel? Wow. That one over there is also abandoned, I believe, as far as, again, there's nothing inside it, but I think they use it with like a radar on top. So the military's probably still got control of that one. Whereas this one here, yeah, oh, it could be marine, something for the marine, like sonar or whatever, I'm not sure. But I do see one of those things that spins around up on top of the other lighthouse. Whereas this one here, eh? Wow. It's no something that we see a lot of. Yeah, look at it, the way the stones is built around the bottom. And then look at this structure, folks. We've made it to the lighthouse. What a crazy adventure this has been today. Along that beach. And this must have been the front door where the lighthouse keeper went out and in. Yeah, it's proper sealed up nowadays. I don't even know. Oh, there's the keyhole there, eh? Wow, folks, look, you can still see some slight remains of the paint. Or the undercoat or whatever it's been. Yeah, look at it, wow. real history of Scotland once again on the channel, and see the way they built things back at this time with the proper stone and the stone slabs, and they built them in the most extreme of environments. Maybe the foundations of this one wasn't the best, and that's how they had to build a newer, bigger one. Wow, because our adventures are spontaneous. Often I didn't actually know the history of this place. We could see it and we wanted to go in here, look at it. Yeah, it's just mad though, folks. I just love it. Often when you're exploring places that you've never seen before, that's when you have the coolest adventures. And to see this little house, there's been so much in this one video with those like firing ranges and the lighthouse, the abandoned croft, whatever that little pillbox was. It could have even been a home guard defensive position on the coast. But for the next adventure, tune in again soon, because I'm going to end this one here. If you want to see us go into this other lighthouse and this little World War II bunker, and then we need to make our way out of this location, I'm saving that for the next video, folks. So tune in again soon. Goodbye from me. Goodbye for the channel DJ, and we'll end this one here at the foot of this incredible abandoned lighthouse, hidden in the landscape of Scotland.
There was once a day that I would pray for you. I'd go and misbehave just so you'd notice too. Sneaking looks up and down from across the room. And damn, what a hell of a view. I feel good, you look great, I like you, I can't wait. A first time, a first date, you're so fine, I'm so late. You sip wine, I drink straight. Don't waste time to my place. I feel my heart erase. So catch me if I fall.